Hey guys, Robert Maxwell with the Man Factory, and in this video I want to give you a quick look at the cedar shingle installation I'm currently working on for the siding of my home here in the woods of western Manitoulin Island, where I live with my family. I'd like to show you a couple of interesting features about the methods that I use to install cedar shingles, but before I get to those I want to tell you why I choose this siding material. In this modern era of construction, there are a whole lot of less expensive and easier to install siding options available, but I choose cedar shingles because I really like the look of them, first of all. Just the look, the feel, the smell of them is, to me, classic and always will be. They also last very long, especially if you choose premium white cedar for your shingles. Now, there are other very long-lasting, more modern methods for siding, vinyl siding for instance, but I just find that to be less honest in my opinion. If you have vinyl siding on your house and love it, that's fine, you're entitled to your opinion, but mine is that something as classic and pioneer-like as cedar shingles will always be a thing of beauty, and so that's why I go to the extra time and effort to install cedar shingles on my home. The first feature I want to draw your attention to is the woven corners. The usual approach for shingling corners of buildings when you're using cedar shingles is to butt the shingles up against a vertical board that you fasten to the corner of the building. Now, that works all right and it looks all right, but in my opinion, a better look and a more waterproof look is to weave the corners of the shingles together and join them with a little bit of construction adhesive, as you see I've done here. I alternate the seams of the shingles, of the pairs of shingles, first on one side of the wall and then on the other, and this is where the improved waterproofness over the corner board butting option comes from. You can see from this lower angle that the woven corners go all the way up, and it just looks very nice, very tight and professional. I find I really prefer this look, even though it's quite a bit more trouble than the look where you butt the shingles up against a vertical board. A little bit of construction adhesive, along with some 23 gauge barely visible pin nails, allow the joints to remain tight long after they're installed, when the sun might ordinarily curl the shingles out if they weren't joined, even if they originally were tight at the time of installation. Shingling around windows and doors is another thing that I tend to do a little differently than most people. You can see here that I have matched the height of the course of shingles with the bottom of this sliding window here. And the reason for that is a visual one. A lot of shinglers will shingle up to windows and doors and not pay any attention to where those interruptions in the wall space will land in relation to the lines of their shingle courses. And what that often leads to is narrow little skinny strips of shingles around the bottoms of windows or doors. Either that or very wide pieces. Neither of those look great. So what I've done here is I've mathematically figured out the best amount of height for each shingle course based on the height at which windows and doors are situated in the wall. And that little bit of extra effort allows me to match the height of the shingles with windows and doors, and it just looks a whole lot cleaner and better that way. This more mathematical approach, for visual reasons, also means that I have to contend with cut-off shingles below windows and doors in many cases, matching this course here. And so these shingles are not stapled invisibly beneath the next course up as they normally are. If you look at the corners, you can see I've again used the 23 gauge pin nails, which are barely visible, along with beads of construction adhesive on the back of these shingles to hold them on, so that I'm able to work with these cut-off shingles and fasten them nearly invisibly. The last feature I want to show you is twofold. The first part is this gray dimpled material you see under the shingles. This stuff is called Delta Dry, and you can see because of the bubbled profile that it has, it raises the shingles off of the sheathing underneath and allows air to freely flow back there. And if any moisture does happen to get there, it'll safely drain down behind the shingles rather than be trapped against them. And the second part is what happens on inside corners like this one. This is where the original cabin meets the addition. And I've cut the Delta dry here, and underneath you can see some brown aluminum flashing that I had custom made, custom bent at 90 degrees to tightly fit within that corner. Now I'm going to weave one of these pieces, they're about 16 inches high, into each course of shingles as I go up the wall. I have a bunch of these pieces ready over here. And what this will do is give me an extra layer of absolutely waterproof material where those shingles meet each other in that inner corner. So there you have it. The reasons that I like cedar shingling for the sidewalls of my home, and a few of the techniques that I use to make the job turn out really great. I hope you found this interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.